to the Local Artist is Present, a format powered by Creaa, Innovazione Creativa, to get the best city insights through the local artist tips. The topic of the events planned in summer 2016 are young adult literature and graphic novels. These interviews belong to the activities of urban animation organized by Trieste Municipality for Pisus. Today we are going to have a small talk with Saul Darù. He is an illustrator and an architect, and the meeting is organized in partnership with Callipolis. Thank you very much to Wood that is hosting us for the interview in this amazing craftsman's atelier set in the center of Trieste. Saul has been living in Trieste for 3 years. He is an illustrator, an architect, a scenographer. He studied architecture in the Portuguese city of Porto and then came back to Italy and moved on with his studies of architecture in Venice, where he graduated. He traveled across the world. He has been in China, he spent 7 years in Spain, and where he majored in scenography and animation. Finally, he had a degree in illustration in the summer school of Macerata, where he studied with Mauro Evangelista and Francesca Chessa. At that time, the school was still called La Fabbrica delle Favole, but today we all know it as Ars in Fabula Master, which is one of the most famous and prestigious master of illustration in Italy. Since 2007, he has been working as scenographer and in theater projects such as Opera for Children. In Trieste, Saul has a partnership with Callipolis, but he works also for international cooperation projects, urban innovation plan, art and architecture project in Trieste, Monfalcone, and in other Italian regions. Well, so you have visited and traveled across the world. You have been in China, we say, and you work with different cultures and people from all over the world. So I want to ask you, what kind of influences do you think you took from your experiences?
No, really, it's true. I travel a lot, and I lived and worked abroad for several times, for 9 years. And for me, I coped and brought back some emotions from all these countries I lived and I worked, in which I lived and worked. So, what can I say? Finally, it's that's a kind of a mix of sensations.
Yes.
One example that I can do is that when I was living in China, in Beijing, I used to catch all the adventures that I lived. I used to live daily on a book. So I made, time by time, a kind of graphic novel of my life experience there, because it's so different from here that this is the really exciting experience when you live abroad. So of course, when you come back with many emotions. And maybe in my work you can find this emotion through the colors and through the illustrations.
Okay. You have really different expertise. You are an architect, an illustrator, a scenographer, but which is your not favorite, but which is how do you feel more comfortable with architecture, illustration, or?
Well, I think I feel comfortable with all of these things that you talk about, because finally I choose to study all these things, these methods. So maybe in this period of my life, in this stage of my path, I think that I'm working with the theaters, and I'm mixing all these expertise that I built finally.
Okay.
And they are all part of my life. So
Yes.
for me, it's difficult to say, okay, I'm an architect, I'm a classical set designer. It's quite complicated to define. But I understand that often people want to categorize and know what is he, what is she, what is. It's fine. I'm doing just what I want to do, and it's a privilege for me.
Okay. Personally, I feel that you're most like successful and we said better done part of your job is scenography and how do you produce the design of a scene because you work a lot with theater, especially with theater for children. And I want to know how do you prepare yourself for the creative work and for the scenic creation?
Well, one of my last artwork for children's theater has been La Luna del Lupo. That is to say the moon of the wolf. It's a small opera for children where I projected the set design, video, animations and illustration. So all this project has been done with mapping. So all this illustration and this scenography had an interaction, a strong interaction with actors on stage and with the music played alive. So, as you understand, it's a team work. So, first of all, you have to organize and participate in the meetings with the rest of the team. But one of the features of my work is listening to the music of the artwork, of the theater work. Because for me it's very important to let born the illustration from the music. It's not just for the synchrony with the music, because music is charge of sensation, emotions. And then it goes along. So my work, of course, has different steps, because there are different things that I have to manage correctly.
How do you start?
I start with, the first step is what we are talking about. Mozart, so where is the music?
Theater.
Opera, theater, children's stories, which is the target. So these children are 3 years old, 5 years old, or are they adults? Because I work for the Barbero Seville too. Barbero Seville by Rossini is an opera that takes 4 hours. And normally you work with 120 people. So a lot, but it's very, there is a hierarchy, and you have to do your project, and you have to think about your work starting from music. For me, the start point, the kickoff is the music, where the music is. If not, the drama or the dramaturgy.
Okay.
But finally, there is a story behind all these projects.
Okay, fine. So you are an illustrator, I am an illustrator, so let's have a challenging question. Do you think that images are important for children, or are they just content decoration?
Of course they are important. But we can talk about picture books, because you are an illustrator too. So I think that for the picture books, the images and the pictures are like a gateway to another world, because you know, children, we both were child, so we're children, so it's an important gate. But first of all, I think it's an opportunity for the children to start to read something without too easy because finally through the images, that is a universal language,
Yes.
you can reach another world and another story. And above this, it's a bridge that can connect different generations, the young reader and the old reader. So in the theater project, it works at the same level. Maybe it's more powerful because the imagination is moving. You have a moving imagination, the story and the world projected on the stage and the big dimension is quite.
Yes, sometimes images are so full of content that the words are not useful.
Yeah, but you know, full of content. Sometimes the children are attracted more from the details than just the wall color. So maybe the content is important too. So I think that the emotion that expressed the drawing or the illustration is very important.
Okay. So let's talk about Trieste. Trieste is a city rich in culture and theater offering. There are so many theaters. You said how many theaters?
About 10.
10 theaters, wow. And you are a father of a really young child, 2 years child. What do you suggest to all the relatives who have sons and children of this age, like in Trieste? Where do you used to take your sons?
Well, I think that the offer of this town is very important because it's not a big town. Finally, it's a big town, but it's not a big city. So it's an important town because for its history and for its location. So theater is a tradition here. For this reason, you can find about 10 theaters, starting from a big one that is nationally recognized, like the theater that is for opera, and other small theater when you can go to see and watch a show in dialect, in dialect. So if you are a father of 2 years old baby like me, maybe I would go to the Casa da Musica, that is an interesting building where they experiment with a little show for children from that age, and all these shows are simple, but they are accompanied with music. So finally you have to understand that it's a kind of education for children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Music, imaging, pictures, and theater, the world theater, because finally this offer, that is a big offer for this kind of city, this kind of town, and Trieste is something that you have to.
The opportunity.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to take the offer for your family.
And which other places would you suggest to tourists? Because you are not originally from Trieste, you are from Trento. You come from another city, so you visited, and I can think, you visited Trieste the first time in your life, and what kind of sensations, feelings you had?
Well, I think that I could suggest to be free to lose in the town and look at all the buildings that you are interested in, or just the city. But finally, there are many things that people can do here or can visit here, like the Grotta Gigante in Calzo or the city center. Now we are here in Wood, the store that is, as you told before, here in Cavana, that is the old part of the city, of the town. But of course, you can it's good when people can lose in themselves
In a new city, yes,
in a new
definitely.
city. So finally, I'm not a travel guide, but please buy a travel guide of Trieste and lose in Trieste.
The last question, any projects of illustration in progress now?
Yes, but it's not for grown children. It's for grown children. It's not for young children. So it's a graphic novel about a biography of an Italian writer.
Okay.
Next year.
Wow. Thank you, Saul.
Thank
Our small talk with Saul Darù has finished. If you like having other information about this place, food or Saul, you can check their websites. And we'll be back on Periscope next week, Wednesday 22nd at 6 p.m. with other guests. All the episodes are available on YouTube as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.
you.